20, 1,600 people.
Yeah. You remember that movie Office? What was it? Office Space?
Yeah.
And they take the printer out and beat the tar out of it or whatever. You are the printer.
Oh, that's the technocratic dream.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that fundamentally that movie is about being caught up in a mindless, numbing job that's functioning a lot like a bureaucracy, and every level of justice system is a mindless, numbing bureaucracy. So when you go in there, you're the printer, man.
And printers are still worthy of that. Like we have a printer here that's just, they're all awful. Like it's the only technology that hasn't expanded at all. Every printer is still a hassle to use all the time.
Did you guys ever have that black printer ink explode on you when you're trying to change it? That's crazy.
It's like there's like a rule against making them better. They're like, it has to be a hassle, and it's just nobody wants to create a better printer.
I agree.
Yeah.
Maybe lasers. Maybe we can just have lasers do a back image on a paper or something. It's probably already created.
Yo, let's talk about Alex Jones.
Oh, yeah.
We got the story from timcast.com. Update: Alex Jones disputes widespread claims that InfoWars is filing bankruptcy. Quote, "We are filing a Chapter 11 reorganization so that the federal government can come in and look at our books," Jones said. Now that, you got to love technically the truth, the best kind of the truth. The truth is Alex Jones did file for Chapter 11, which is under bankruptcy laws. I suppose the fair way to phrase it is that he's disputing the idea that they're broke. He says, quote, "I am not filing bankruptcy. InfoWars is not filing bankruptcy. We are filing a Chapter 11 reorganization so that the federal government can come in and look at our books to see that we do not have $16 million in a secret bank account. We do not have $5 million even. We have about $3 million that is necessary in order to operate. We are what the mainstream media truly fears. Honest, independent media," said Jones. "This filing is strategic to allow me to pay my creditors and remain transparent." That is a form of bankruptcy. I think, however, the media is trying to frame it like they're broke and destitute. And most people think bankruptcy means you're out of money.
I'll give you an example. I searched Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and one of the first news articles came up from NBC. Alex Jones InfoWars files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. It's form of protection. Then I click on the article. The title's been changed. Alex Jones's InfoWars files for bankruptcy following Sandy Hook lawsuits. So it's like they printed the article as it was really happening, and then they're like, not scandalous enough. Let's make him look bad. Bring up Sandy Hook. Let's get him.
No, they wanted buzz terms so that it would get more clicks.
Right.
That's what they do. And there's something they do at news organizations, media outlets, called A/B testing, where they actually, this is fascinating, they can publish an article with multiple headlines in different regions to see which one does better in real time and then switch it all out. Not only that, but a headline, newspapers do this too. This is the crazy thing. You look at like New York Times. I don't know if the New York Times does it, but you'll look at like the California edition versus the Texas edition versus the Utah edition, and they'll use different headlines to sell papers because they know.
I think Time Magazine actually made a different person of the year for different countries, I think, at some point. You guys remember that?
No, I don't know.
No.
I'll look into that as we're talking.
And that's why they don't like Alex Jones.
I'm going to be honest that if he is going bankrupt, I get it, because everything he talked about for like the last 20 years happened. So he's just like nothing to ramble about, because people are like, yeah, man.
We do have that
right. People really are, the frogs really are.
Well, so the frogs thing was funny. I was on, first, let me just say, when it comes to Alex, he reads the news a lot. And then he talks all about this. And sometimes he'll find something and take it in the wrong direction. So that's why when he gets things right, we don't believe it. We're like, there's no way that's true. Like when he was here and he was like, we're eating cloned beef. And I was like, no, we're not. It's like, Google it. And I did. And it's like, we're actually eating clone. Okay, wow. I didn't believe him. So there's a lot of crazy things you think are crazy. Turns out he was right. But I will say, he's absolutely wrong to talk about Sandy Hook the way he did. And this is, I would say, look, if you defame someone, you get held to account. When the big media companies went after the Covington kids, well, they get sued and they're going to pay out their settlement. Good. Alex Jones should not have been talking about private individuals making accusations about him like this. He did not have the proof to make these claims.
Yeah, and I look at Alex Jones as like a pro wrestling of media, just pure entertainment. Like I find him entertaining and fun. I mean, I don't like watch his show, but I watch pretty much whenever he goes on something like your show or Rogan or something. So I can see how he could slip into this, but you're totally right, especially once you start going after the parents of a dead child. you kind of deserve what you get at that point.
Yep.
He's been pretty transparent about that he was wrong. That's something. If he's still holding on, like, oh no, then I'd be like, you know what? I don't even want this guy. But the fact that he's open and like, yeah, I screwed up big time, and he's paying his dues. That's the first step.
Well,
man.
so look,
for
he said he was wrong. He apologized. He offered to settle $120K to each of the families, and they said something like the settlement offer was an attempt to avoid his public reckoning. And I'm like, is that what this is about? Because if he already admitted he's wrong and apologized and then offered to pay you out, I think you've won.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want? Well, they want a perp walk. They want a public, event. And I'm like, I don't know. I kind of feel like CNN settled and I'm satisfied. Like, I don't like CNN. I'm never going to like them. But they lose. They go to the coming to kids and they're like, we lose. When that happened, we were all like, yeah, like there we go. We move on.
Best thing that came out of this is that he uses research now. When he's working, he has like 16 papers at him. When he comes on the show, he has a bunch of documents ready to go. He doesn't stray off his topic. He doesn't stray off his research unless you want to have fun with him. But
he came here and he's like, I got all the research, the proof, and he hands it to me, and it was just InfoWars.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is you.
I went to Sandy
Alex
Hook.
Jones.
I actually went up there that day. I was in Connecticut working with mines, and the shooting happened, and they were like, you want to go cover this? So I was like, yeah, I guess so. I don't, so I drove up there, and man, it was somber. This is all